Perfect. Let me get this thing situated properly. There we go. That should be pretty good. There we go. What's up, Jackson? We're about to get stuff started up. Got to make sure I have everything I need. I have that. Got this. Don't need that. All right. Probably about ready to get started. Looks like you're the first one in here. I might go ahead and light up the forge right now. Let me see if I can get a good view so you can see it light up. See if I can prop this up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Woo! There it goes. It's heating up real quick. We're gonna go ahead and put our metal in. We're gonna be using a big broken wrench. It's pretty thick. Turning it into a Rambo knife. It may be a little bit too big. Might have to cut it. Now let's see. Where my little cutting bit is. So basically, if you have Google the Rambo 4 knife, and it's just from one of the Rambo movies. It's kind of a primitive knife. My coworker wanted me to make one for him, and I told him I would like a year ago, and I just never did. So I'm finally getting around to working on it. Let's see. How am I going to cut this thing? I'm not sure where my cutting piece went. Well, I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna cut this, but I can't find my cutting wedge. I might have to go ahead and cut this with that angle grinder. Give me just a second. Where's my vise? I can't find none of my tools. All right, so basically I gotta find, oh, there's my vise. All right, found my vise. I'm gonna have to use my angle grinder real quick and cut this probably about that much off. need my gloves. Hold on just a second. That should get real nice and hot by the time I get this done. Come on now. Alright, so basically cut this. I'm about to finish it up real quick, and then should be ready to start hammering out. There we go. I might put it open in a little while. I don't know. If it gets really hot in here, then I will. I have the side door open, so I have a little bit of air circulation. But if it does get hot later on, I might open up that side one as well. But I'm not entirely sure. This one, I'll leave it all the way open. But it should be enough airflow. Here, I'll open up this door in here too. There we go. That should give plenty of cool air. It's raining and wet outside, so I don't want to get all that moisture splashing in here. Yeah, you don't have to worry about fumes. It's all propane. It's clean burning. There we go. That should be fine. Where about the gloves? There's the gloves. Right now we're basically getting the wrench part closed down, so I have something I can grip onto real easy. Realistically, it's probably going to be about 10-20 minutes before any real progress starts being made. Let's see, where's the... Just can't find my cutting wedge. It's like basically a pyramid kind of shape of metal, but I can't find it, so. How easy it is to grip here. That should I guess some people liked it beforehand, I don't know. But we got the knife in the fire. We're pretty much just gonna wait for it to heat up and then beat it out for a good little while. What's up, Vlad? Vlad wants to say hi. So basically, I made a very poor drawing here. That's the knife style we're going for. It's gonna look a lot better than that drawing, but that's kind of the style we're going for. And it's gonna be about 10 or 11 inches long total. The handle is gonna be, it's black strips of leather that I'm gonna wrap it up with. And yeah, made out of a wrench. So right now, I think you just burn. It wouldn't really be cooking very much. Ignore the garbage in the background there. It is hot already though. Whew. I mean, it would be safe to eat if you cooked something in there, but it would just, the outside would just be burnt and the inside would be still cold. That is some tough steel. We're gonna let that cook for a minute. Get real nice and red hot. Also, at some point, we're gonna make a plunger popper. It's gonna be for my chief of police. We're going to basically take a cut out of this, turn it into a popper, paint it. He wants it like a whitish, silverish, and black on top. So that's gonna be the paint job. It's gonna be real simple. And we're gonna make that at some point. Might do that while we, right after the knife is made. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. It's gonna get real loud in here if I'm trying to do two things at once. It's already gonna be loud enough just doing one at a time, so. I don't have a banana, but we'll throw something weird in the forge after we're done with the knife. We'll find something to throw in. But metal's looking pretty red hot, so I'll get y'all a good view of what I'm doing on the anvil. There we go. The camera's gonna make the metal look like it's burning a lot brighter, like it's glowing a lot brighter, but in person it's a lot darker, and you don't want to mess with cold steel. I mean, it's not really cold steel, but whenever it's not really bright glowing, it's really hard to work with. So I basically want to get this thing shining super bright, then sit there and hit it, flatten it out a little bit. I'm trying to draw out a little bit more length while also thinning out the material. So that's kind of where we're at right now. It's gonna be a lot of putting it in there, taking it out, hitting it for about 10 to 20 seconds, putting it back in, rinse and repeat. I don't know if y'all can see, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but there's little tiny flakes and sparkles coming out, and that's basically from little bits of metal dust that are inside the forge. It comes out looking like fireworks, kind of. It's not doing it too much right now, and I don't know if the camera's even picking that up. I'll switch the camera angle in a little bit. I just got my phone on the charger right now, so once that's done, I'll be able to put it on the tripod, give y'all a closer look. Oh gosh. We'll put one of the old pickles if we have them. We'll stick one of those on a stick and put it in the forge for a minute. Sorry about that, hit the mute button there for a second. Let's get a little sound off in the chat real quick. I'm gonna go get some water while that's heating back up. Got anybody except Grace and Jackson in the chat? Might have a couple lurkers for those of you who are tuning in at the moment. We're basically making a knife in the forge right now. Trying to go for a knife similar to the one in Rambo 4. Not like the super complex Bowie knife, it's like the more primitive looking one. Let's see. Get a cup of water here. Whew. It's quite warm. Oh, good water. Well, let's get back out to the forge and get to work. Oh, wait, let me make sure I have my chat filter set to all messages. That's good. Yeah, I had a piece of cat hair in the mouth. All right. There we go. We're starting to get a little bit thinner, not too much right now. Oh, this thing is hot. You can feel the heat on my face from this far away from it. It's hot. But we're working our way there. Whew. Well, oh boy, it is quite hot in here right now. My water pump was just going, that's what that background noise was. Oh, I shut this door back, that's why. I'm not getting any more good airflow. Now, I would not recommend wearing basketball shorts and flip-flops whenever you're making knives. Oop. I would recommend wearing better protective gear, but it's hot and I'm not going to be wearing a jacket right now. It's probably already about 95 degrees just in the room, and then whenever I'm close to it, it's probably closer to like 110, and some change, something like that. So it gets really hot. So I'm not about to be wearing blue jeans and a jacket. It's just too hot. So do as I say, not as I do. Also, I should probably be wearing eye protection, but you know, it is what it is. The horn on that anvil just got me in the leg. Oh, not fun. I tell you what, my phone is charged enough to where I could probably get y'all a better view here. Let me get my tripod set up here to where I can maybe, hang on, pop this off. See, there we go. If I set y'all there, you'll probably have the best angle for when I'm working, and then I'll just come behind the camera and read your chats whenever I'm not working. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. But it's getting glowing again. So you'll probably see dark spots on the knife as I'm working with it. That's called scale, and it's basically just like the outer oxidized layer breaking off. So that stuff is hot, but it cools down pretty quick. That's usually why you want to wear better shoes so it doesn't get on your feet, but I gotta stay away from it as much as possible. Sorry. Hot metal, see that dark spot? That'll all flake off of the metal. You work with it like that. Make sure you dump your tongs, they'll get too hot. All right, any questions? Any topics for discussion? Anything y'all want to do other than watch these tongs smoke? Or steam, I guess. It's not really smoking, it's steaming. A little bit of a difference there. I tell you what though, it is hot. All of this stuff right here, all that dust, that's that scale that comes off of that metal. It's gonna be a wrench. So basically it was a giant one of these. And I kind of flattened the end of it. I cut it, flattened the end right here so that I could grip it with the tongs. Once I'm done with it, I'll cut that end piece off as well. And then basically it'll just be made out of the middle. Now it wasn't this chrome vanadium. It was a different type of metal. I believe it was some kind of tool steel, maybe D2 or something. But it was some kind of tool steel, so it's not this chrome vanadium. It's something else. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get it out the fire again and smack it around a little more. All right. Back there is my oil bucket for quenching. So when I'm ready to quench, I'll put the hot steel. Let me see if I can. No, I can't get the fire in. Whew. Anyways, once it's ready to quench, it'll go into that oil. But before I quench it, I'm gonna have to let it cool down slowly, drill the hole in the handle for where I put the wrap, and then I'll have to, once I'm done drilling the hole, then I'll have to do the heat treat after that, then I quench it. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably work on the popper whenever it's cooling down, and then once it's cooled down, we'll drill the hole, and then we will do the heat treat and quench it. So that's gonna be the plan so far. We'll see how things go. Actually, we're getting pretty far along on it. I was expecting this to take a few hours, but it might be a pretty quick build. The metal's working with me pretty good. And since it is already kind of thin, it's not too hard to work with. It's not like I'm turning a giant block of steel. Ooh, but it's hot. Go ahead and flip it around. The tip is about the thickness I want it to be, so I want to start working more towards that back. So I flip the metal real quick. Oh. All right, Jackson, sounds cool. Yeah, I am wearing the shark slides at the moment. Not the best choice when you're working with hot metal. But I've not had any toe-related injuries yet, and I've been working in the forge for a while. Let me see if I can kind of angle this up so y'all can see the forge going pretty hot. Oh man, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm already starting to kind of sweat a little bit, and it's been 30 minutes. I've been working a little bit. Time flies when you're beating metal. Whoa, what's up, Dark? Been a while. I was starting to get concerned for you. Actually, emailed you today to check if you were all right. We are making a knife at the moment. We've got a wrench. Let me see. It wasn't chrome vanadium, but it's basically one of these wrenches, just a lot bigger and thicker. And then I had this part cut off, and I flattened out this back part so I'd have something to grip onto. But we're turning it into a Rambo style knife from like Rambo 4. So that's the plan, and I'm about to start hammering some more metal, so I'll be right back. Made a good bit of progress. Starting to take shape a little bit. All right. Whew. Yeah, I'm pretty careful about not missing the anvil. I have hit my leg on the horn of the anvil already, but I'm keeping my hands steady for the most part. Oh man, it's hot in here though. I haven't been doing this long, and I'm already starting to sweat a little bit, which the glove absorbs most of it, but whew, it's hot. We got it flattened out pretty good for the most part. I think after maybe 1 or 2 heats and kind of flatten it out a little bit more, I've got the length that I need. I just want to kind of get it a little bit fatter and then work on the shape. Yeah, so I actually saw some fans at Walmart, but they were small ones, and they were like 20 bucks. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna spend 20 bucks on a small fan. So I'll be looking out maybe by next winter to see if I can get me a nice fan. But for, like, I need to get a decent like shop fan, not just one of those little tiny Walmart box fans or something. I had a Walmart box fan. Hold on, got a whole tripod I gotta worry about. That box fan over there. Problem is, the wire got caught in the belt sander. I kind of was working with some metal, and then the wire, I guess, was just loose, and I shifted like maybe 1/8 of an inch. The belt sander shifted, and it caught the wire wheel on the belt grinder and tore that wire up. So yeah, but I will be getting a fan probably next winter. We'll see. Hot, hot, hot. I got the length that I want. Basically, just need to get the shape started a little bit here. All right, let me heat up that end piece. All right, I'm gonna take y'all with me for a second here. There we go. Woo! Yeah, I probably could get the wire thing. I don't know enough about electricity, and I don't want to end up burning the shop down or doing something really dumb and shocking myself. So I try not to mess with electricity. That's one thing I don't tango with. I'll grab snakes and spiders and all alligators, whatever, but I'm not going to grab no electricity. Okay, where... I have a metal piece somewhere that's basically a big solid metal wedge that I use to cut stuff pretty easily. That way I don't have to use my angle grinder. I don't like angle grinders. I've seen too many grinding discs broken off and like in people's faces and arms and stuff. But I should have that metal piece somewhere, and I just cannot find it for the life of me. And I've got no clue where it is or where it could be. It's quite unfortunate. Well, it's a black wire, so it is split, and I know that one side, no, actually both sides are rough. No, that's just where it was chipped. One side's rough and the other, I could probably repair it. I just need to get like a soldering iron, some electric tape or something. Okay, where's that wedge? If I can find that wedge, that would save me so much time. And a headache. I cannot find it. Well, and I ain't even got an idea of where it would be if it's not here. Unless it's underneath this box or somewhere over here maybe. Yeah, if it's not right there, I have no clue. All right. I guess what that means is whenever I let it cool down, I'll have to just make sure that I grind out that back part, like grind it off, cut it off or whatever, and then I will drill the hole in the handle. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Let me put you guys back so y'all can watch. There we go. point, I basically just want to get this thing flat and straight. And it's got a bit of a crookedness to it. I don't know if you guys can see it too well. So I'm gonna get that flat and straight, and then I should be ready to let it cool down. And while it's cooling down, we'll make that popper lure. Baby's doing good. He had a checkup today. He weighs 10 pounds now. He's gaining weight properly. He's healthy. Everything's been pretty good. Well, Grace just typed it for me. Good. Cool. Whew. All right, let's see. Woo. I'm ready to get that forge off. Just kind of have it. Look at this. This tripod is a mess to deal with. All right. It should be heated up enough for me to straighten things out. It's got a curve to it pretty bad. That's actually pretty close. Let's see. Wow, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is basically get this thing heated up really good. Oh, lizard, no, lizard, no, lizard, no. Okay. Had to save a lizard. He almost ran into the forge. All right. So basically at this point, down. That. And that. Alright. Yeah. Basically at this point, I'm going to get that whole thing red hot in there. Again, ignore the junk in the background. And once it's all glowing red, I'll kill the heat, let it slowly cool down. It's called annealing. And what it does is basically it makes it a little bit more stable and softer. And then I'm going to cut off the end piece, drill the hole in the handle, do the shape grinding, so grind out the shape of the knife. I'm not going to worry about making the edge yet, but I'll grind out the shape of the knife, and then I will put it back in the forge, heat it back up to do the quench, so it's heat treated properly. So that's the plan. Basically just going to have to let it sit there for probably, I don't know. Honestly, it's mostly red already. I just want to make sure it gets all the way through. Let me see if it's reaching the back here. Yeah, I think it's honestly pretty good. Let me check. I'm gonna put the second jet on real quick. Do this real quick here. All right, cool. Well, is this second jet going? Doesn't look like it is. Okay, there it goes. All right, so basically, gonna let it, ooh, that's hot on my hands. I'm gonna let it sit there for another minute or so. Then I'm gonna kill the heat, let it slowly cool down. And once it's fully cooled down, then we will be able to do the rest of the work on it. So it'll probably be about enough time to make the popper lure before it's ready to be messed with again. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just kill this. I mean, you can see, ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. It's super, super bright red in there. You can kind of take a little peek, even with it turned off. I mean, it is bright hot. Well, the thing is, this is Louisiana, and everything, we get a lot of rainy, wet weather. Right now it's actually super nasty and wet outside. So this is our usual weather here. Wet, muddy, soggy. It's still kind of got a little bit of mist in the air. And I mean, that's what the grass sounds like. So it gets really nasty and soggy and wet outside. So that's not good when you have anything with metal at all. So I tend to not leave metal things outside if possible. It's just, honestly, I can't even use leave my guns. My guns, the reason I paint most of them is even in my own house, it gets so humid that it gets a lot of surface rust. So I've got to have a nice layer of paint on most of my guns to keep them from getting rusty. That, or I'd have to get a lot of oil on them, and I'd rather have paint that's dry than oil that's constantly wet on them. So yeah, it's super soggy, super nasty. And I mean, look, I have kept this thing indoors at all times, and you can see how much rust is on there. That's just from the humidity, not leaving it out in the rain or anything. This has never once been left uncovered in the rain. Now, when I was living at my grandparents, like Grace's grandparents, so my grandparents-in-law, I guess, I was living at their house. They had a little lean-to built, and so it didn't have any walls, but it was kind of covered over top. But whenever it was brand new at that point, so all the paint was still fully good on it. So it didn't really get rusty out there. It's just been from sitting in a walled-in, closed-in garage, and that's just how much surface rust. It's real humid out here, basically. Oh, what's up, Rusty? We are working on, right now it's annealing, but this is going to be a Rambo knife. I told my coworker last year that I'd make him a Rambo knife. I don't remember what it was. I think it was when my mom was getting her cancer surgery. He watched my call for a couple days. I think that's what it was. And I told him I'd make him a knife, and he asked me to make him the Rambo knife from Rambo 4, like more primitive looking one. So I took a much thicker, and it's made out of a different type of metal. There's a big wrench, and cut the end of it off, flattened it out, and now I'm letting it anneal so that I can cut off the back of it, drill a hole, and do like my outline grinding, like grinding up the edges and stuff, and then I'll do the heat treat on it. But while we're waiting on that, I am going to make a popper lure. So for those of you who aren't here for the last couple live streams, tomorrow is my last day working animal control. I will be moving to a new job in a chemical lab. So my hours are going to be different. Pay is going to be substantially better, so that's really good. We've needed that a lot, especially with a baby now. So, but I don't know exactly what my hours are going to be. It should be longer hours, but fewer days out of the week. So hopefully my channel and my live streams should be a lot more active within the next few months. But I'm not sure if it takes a while for shift work to kick in, or if it's going to be immediate, or how it's going to work. So I don't know. I'll find all that stuff out Monday. But I need to make sure I have this knife so I can give it to my coworker, and a fishing lure so I can give it to my boss's boss, basically. Yeah. Thank you, Dark. Thank you. But yeah, luckily he chose a simple one, so I'm very not great at drawing, but it's something similar to that, just the blade's a lot less terrible than that. But that's pretty much what it's going to be. The handle's going to be some black leather, not like the thick strips, like almost like the leather string type stuff, but it's going to be a little simple leather wrap handle. So it should be easy to do tonight. It's just going to take a little while for that to anneal. And then the popper is going to be a simple paint job. He just wanted black and white. Super simple, super easy. Shouldn't take me more than a few minutes. Oh, yes. So, let me see. I've seen Rambo 1 and 2. I might have even seen 3, but I did not see Rambo 4. Whatever streaming service I was using at the time didn't have it. It only had like 1, 2, and I think 3. What was I going to grab? Yes, thank you. So we'll be opening them up fully on the unboxing stream. And the box that Jackson decided to use to send it in is kind of funny. So I'll let that be a surprise. But Saturday we'll be doing the unboxing stream. And then Sunday I'll be going fishing with any lures that got sent in. So right now I only have a couple packages in. So the unboxing should be a pretty short live stream. But the fishing should be a pretty decent chunk. If these hooks would get untangled, there we go. So Jackson sent in, I'm talking a micro crankbait. So I think at the spot I'm wanting to go fishing, this should do really well. And then there's also this little soft plastic kind of swim bait thing. I think this one's going to do really well. So we'll be taking those fishing Sunday, and we'll be doing a whole unboxing thing on Saturday. So I put that back with my stuff. And all right, what am I gonna need for I think I just need a plunger handle pretty much. Get some more water. All right. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. I'm excited to try them out. I think they'll both be pretty good in the pond too. So if I do any streams just fishing in the backyard pond, those should do pretty well. Unfortunately, something's been eating the fish in my pond. I went out fishing and kind of checking on the ponds a couple days ago. I made a short about it on my main channel. But I went out and I was checking on all the ponds, and a turtle or something had eaten one of my small bass. So something's in there eating them. I haven't caught any turtles poking their heads out of the water, but they're pretty sneaky. So I probably have some turtles that I got to deal with. We'll take care of that probably come springtime. And I probably need to do a complete restock, adding in tons of bait fish and bass here in the springtime. So that'll probably be a video on my main channel. But yeah, I've actually, if this job has the schedule that I think it's going to have, I should be able to put out 2 videos a week fairly consistently on my main channel, and I should be able to do at least 2, maybe 3 live streams a week. So that's going to be the plan. I'm trying to amp up my videos and stuff. Actually, it's kind of funny. I posted the 1-minute gun review for that lever action shotgun. I just posted it on iFunny, not thinking anything of it, and it actually got featured on that page. So it's pretty cool. So who knows where it's going to go? I'm hoping that this next year will be a time of growth. But I actually contemplated for a little bit. I know I'm yapping, but I'm tired. I'm kind of wanting to chill for a second here. Just take a little seat real quick. So basically, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. No, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. Okay. So I was thinking about doing away with this channel and just doing live streams on my main channel, because I was looking into it, and apparently if you just don't have the video on demand and basically have it posted public afterwards, then you can still do live streams on your main channel and grow pretty well. But I'm still kind of leery about it. I'd rather just have it separated. And this channel has been pretty stagnant. I think we've grown 10 subscribers since I started live streaming, something like that. So it hasn't grown very much, but I don't know. I'm kind of still debating that. I'm not sure. I kind of want to keep it separate, but at the same time, sometimes I'll go a whole week without checking this channel for notifications, and I don't want this channel to get neglected or vice versa, you know. So kind of thinking about that. You know what? If I can find First Blood on any of the streaming services that honestly, I think we only have HBO Max because it's included in the phone plan. I don't think we have any other streaming services. But if I see it available, I'll definitely check it out. Oh, thanks, Rusty. Oh, Rusty, you haven't been in since he's been born? I'll have to show him off here in a little while. I got you, Dark. So, I guess just email me. I actually sent you an email today checking up on you because I know it had been a while since you had been in a live stream or anything. But just hit me up with an email and we'll see what we can do. I'll tell you what though, I'm really not wanting to make the popper just yet. I am already anticipating the sawdust in my nose. So we'll take a quick break. Go show off the baby. Oh, is he eating? Mm-hmm. Okay. He's almost done? Yeah. Okay, I don't want to interrupt him. So I'll just message in whenever he's ready.
Okay, it'll be like maybe a minute or two.
Okay, I'll just chill in here then. There we go. We'll just chill inside for a minute. Whew. I got you, Dark. So the thing is, with the me picking them up, I don't know how that would work. That's because you're in Alabama, right? I don't know if I could make that trip. Especially my car. My car's a gas guzzler. But we'll talk about that later. We don't gotta talk about that on stream. Striker. Yeah, let me move. Got some new shoes today for my new job. So, got my box right here. Come here, Striker. Hop up. Hop up, buddy. Come on. Come here. Come on. There you go. There's a good boy. We did have to kick MJ outside because she got a taste for dirty diapers and decided to turn our yard into a second snowy paradise of soiled diapers. So she's now outside on a one of those long runners. So she's got like, I think it's 100-foot long or 75-foot long. And then she's got a 15-foot lead off of that, so. Oh, okay, I got what you're saying. Ooh. Yeah, we could probably do that. Like, is that done through Walmart or something? I could probably do that. It's been hot since that snowstorm. So we had the snowstorm. It stayed freezing for about a week. I actually didn't have work for the entire week that we had that big snowstorm. And then the week after that, we had like 3 days of lower 30s. And like today, it was like 75 degrees for the most part. It stayed pretty warm. I'll pretty much, I mean, let me knock on fake wood. Our frozen days should be pretty much over. Our cold weather's pretty much gone. It's been between 70 and 80 degrees for the past week or so. Gotcha, Dark. We could definitely do that. Oh, goodness. Y'all can keep that snow. Y'all can keep your ice. It looked pretty. It was nice in the wildlife pond video to see. I got some cool footage for that video. I think I also had a little bit of snow footage in my exotic wood lure build video, but that's about it. I didn't like touching the snow. I didn't like walking in it. It was miserable. Oof, you can have that 11-degree weather. Nope. Ice fishing, I guess you could do, or skiing and sledding and ice skating and all that other northern activity. I'm not about it. We had there was a ice skating rink in a mall or something in Houston that we went to one time. And I busted my butt on that ice so many times, and I just don't like it. It was not fun. I could hardly stand up just to take pictures. But I do have some cool news that may not be that cool for you guys. Hey, I'm going to take a walk outside real quick, Grace. You need anything? Okay, yeah, when I come back, I'll grab them. So, let me grab my phone charger, actually, so it can charge while I'm doing this, and that way I don't have to put my phone on the charger later. So, since we moved into this house approximately 3 years ago, actually, yeah, it's like 3 years and a few weeks. But since we moved in here 3 years ago, we have not seen a single squirrel ever. Not in the trees, not in the driveway, not in the pasture next to us. Pretty much nowhere around us had any squirrels at all. I know it's going to be a little bit loud. The highway's real busy right now. But basically, it was just impossible to find squirrels around here. I'm not sure if it's because the noise from the interstate or highway, I should say, or if it's from the I don't know what it would be, but we had pine trees, we have pecan trees, we have all kinds of different food sources for them, but they never showed up. Well, Sunday, no, was that Sunday? Yeah. Sunday, on our way back from we met with our pastor and dropped off some snacks and stuff for our church Super Bowl party thingy. And so we couldn't stay with the baby and everything, but we went and dropped off some snacks for him. And on the way back, across the driveway goes a fat, I'm talking a chunky squirrel. And this chunky squirrel gave me about as much joy as seeing that buck on the trail camera. Because I love me some squirrel, but I could never hunt here. I mean, we've got 8 acres. That should be plenty of space to have lots of squirrels. But we just never saw a single one. Well, I went out and bought some deer corn for pretty cheap now that the season's over. And I went and chunked out some by the wildlife pond so I could get more wildlife pond footage for the spring update video. And then I put out some a little bit closer to our driveway back here. And I set a tiny little trail camera next to the pile. And I got footage of that chunky squirrel. And he's been over there chowing down. I also got footage of a family of deer. But, you know, they had to show up after the season ends. Ooh, it is a bit chilly right now. We got a nice cool breeze. And I am in basketball shorts and a short sleeve shirt. So, a wee bit chilly. Water doesn't help. And my feet are kind of soaked. And I'm about to have to walk through a few puddles. Ooh, that was cold. But the deer have been moving back here pretty consistently. Let's see, there was some, I must have passed it up. There was some deer poop over here earlier that I saw. Ooh! Yeah, I've always wanted to have squirrels around too. See, we've got everything else. We've got the raccoons, the possums, the coyotes. I've seen a skunk once, but I've not caught it on camera or anything else. Yes, thank you. Motion detector light. See, I scattered a little bit of corn here too. But I went to check it earlier, and I might have just trampled all over the tracks. Where are those tracks at? Oh, look. Oh, you can't really see it with the way the flashlight is. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. The shadow's not really working. But anyways, there's deer tracks right there. But I was real encouraged when I walked up, and I saw that kind of dust from them chewing it up. And then I checked my trail camera right here. Oh, which it just triggered because I walked over here. Let's see if this camera by itself is already pretty bad. Oh, that's my foot. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. Let me, dadgummit, press the wrong button. Doing this one-handed is not too easy. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see him right there, but he's right here. And he's a fat little squirrel. And he's over there chowing down. And I'm talking, like, he's a fat squirrel. And I think he's a fox squirrel. This screen resolution is pretty terrible. But, let's see. There was also, you can see back here, family of deer moving through. And that one's pretty close up. So the deer have been around eating on the corn. The squirrels have been around eating on the corn. Oh, it's cold. That breeze is cold. There we go. Set that right back down. Move this out the way so it doesn't trigger it. All right. So I'm excited. That has been probably the highlight of my week so far, is seeing that squirrel. And then, I mean, immediately we saw him. Yeah, that was Sunday. So we saw him Sunday. Monday I went and... No. We must have seen him Monday then. What did we do Monday? No, Monday we did the live stream. Okay, so we saw him Sunday. I didn't get the corn until yesterday. So I guess there was a day in between it. But so we saw him Sunday. I got the corn Tuesday. And then... So yesterday. And then today, he's already eaten the corn. So... I am... What was that? It's probably a rat. There's been a ton of huge field rats. Spoiler alert, I've got a fishing with rats video coming soon. Because Vlad likes to kill giant rats and then, or at least maim them and then release them in the house for me to have to track down and take out. So that video is coming either Saturday or next Tuesday. We'll see. So I'm not hunting them right now. What I want to do is just get them fed so that they can reproduce. I probably wouldn't hunt them until a couple years from now. I even thought about trapping squirrels and releasing them on my property. I want them to breed. So I'm not actually hunting them. I'm not hunting that pile. That's just for the wildlife to eat. Also, it's not deer season, so I'm not trying to hunt them either. I don't know if it's illegal to hunt squirrels with bait. I know that it's legal for deer here. It's illegal for birds, but I think it's legal for squirrels, but I could be mistaken. I don't know. I've never squirrel hunted with bait, and I've never had squirrels on my own property, so I'm not sure about the legality of that. I've never hunted with bait. If I decide to hunt squirrels, it won't be with bait. It would be walking through the yard. See, on the trail camera, it looked like a gray squirrel, a cat squirrel, whatever you want to call them. But when we saw him as we were driving, it looked like he was that reddish fox squirrel color. And fox squirrels get a lot bigger and they're a lot prettier. So I really hope it's a fox squirrel. But I wouldn't mind it being a cat squirrel either. They all taste the same. You just get a little bit more meat off of a fox squirrel. I'll be honest, I have no clue who Jason Kelsey is. Well, it is technically still squirrel season, so I'm planning, squirrel season ends on the 28th and then it opens back up in May. So I'm planning on doing a squirrel hunt before the month is over, depending on how my new work schedule is. Ooh, it is chilly out there and it is hot in here. I'll take the heat in here for a little while. Ooh, that's nice. But yes, I am planning on doing another squirrel hunting video. I really want to do a nutria rat hunting video. So Saturday I'm going out nutria rat hunting, hopefully with a couple buddies, if they'll go with me. And as long as I can get at least 1 or 2 nutria rats, we're going to do a nutria rat hunt and cook. And I'm also going to be running some jug lines. I guess I'll kind of spoil it. I'll be running some jug lines as part of my survival fishing kit video that's in progress. I've also got a concrete lure build in progress. Also, I made a short to celebrate the 3,000 subscribers and said basically whatever the top comment is what I'll make into a fishing lure. And the top comment was a Barbie doll. So I'll be turning a Barbie doll into a fishing lure. And that's all supposed to be done before the end of the month, if I can follow my schedule. So lots and lots of stuff planned. I really don't want to make that popper lure right now. I might just make that off stream. I'm kind of enjoying just talking about the channel without having to worry about the sound of the belt grinder or anything else. Yeah, I don't watch football, so I don't know. Yeah, our squirrel season closes at the end of February, but then it reopens for the month of May. So I'm planning on doing one last squirrel hunting video if possible. I'd like to take my dad out. Take my dad out squirrel hunting and do a video for that on by the end of this month. It might end up being posted next month, depending on my upload schedule. But I'd like to do that before the end of the month. But if not, regardless, when it opens back up in May, I will be doing another squirrel hunting video. So the way I'm planning on things, and you guys can kind of keep an eye on it for the main channel, I'm planning on doing 2 or 3 live streams a week where we make lures, make a knife, go fishing, pretty much whatever. So there'd be 2 to 3 live streams a week. And then for the videos, it's going to be 2 videos a week on the main channel. And each month, I'd like to have at least 2 gun videos, at least 2 hunting slash, either hunting or hunting type stuff. So like, obviously I'm not going to be able to hunt stuff year round, but like hunting and trapping, things like that. And then I'd like to have 2 fishing type videos and 2 fishing lure builds, and then 1 miscellaneous whatever. It can go into any category. So that's like survival type videos, lure, an extra lure build, an extra fishing video, something else. So that's the plan. I don't have a plan for oh wait. Keep dark broke. Oh, you mean? So, I'm going to be honest. I have so much energy and so much, like, passion for making the videos and doing live streams. I absolutely hate posting stuff on the Etsy. I've got this box of lures, and all I've got to do is slap some hooks on them and put them on Etsy. And I just, every time I think about it, I'm like, I just don't. That the program that, like, what they give you to make the listing is just so annoying. And it's just like, I don't like doing it. So, yeah. I don't mind making the stuff. It's just selling it online. And then I feel guilty because I've got to sell it online for like $5 to $10 more than I would in person. Because I got to cover shipping, and then I've got to cover the amount that Etsy takes from it. Because Etsy charges you per listing, and then they take a portion of your profit anyways. So it's just like, hey, we're going to charge you to put a listing up, and we're going to charge you when you make a sale. So I'm not a fan of Etsy. If there was a better way that I knew of that was easier, I'd do that. But that's just kind of where we're at right now. I think eventually, if the channel took off and live streams and everything, I'd just pay Caleb to run the shop side of things and just give him a little side hustle and just say, hey, look, if you post this stuff, we'll split it 50-50. Like, I don't want to post it. Okay, yeah. We got Deep Diver. We've got the silver ones. We've got all kinds of variations of them. We've got that wake bait. I think this wake bait is the one that you were eyeballing before dark, although I could be mistaken. But those baits work really well. And then there's the blue kind of medium crankbait, and then the jerk bait. Oh, you know what? I probably could. I could get that wife slave labor, but with a baby right now, that's just not something I want to put on Grace just yet. I want to wait for her to be fully recovered and all good. Maybe once the baby's able to sleep for more than 2 hours at a time, I might give her that task. Gotcha. I'll set it aside for you. I also still have your I actually just set it aside here earlier when I was cleaning off the anvil. I still got your I dropped it. Your dolphin style. If I can get it to focus here. It's not going to focus. But anyways, your dolphin style lure. I do have that still set aside for you. I just need to get some hooks. I did end up getting some more hooks in, so I can put hooks on them. And I'll probably do that at some point. My brother said he could look at getting me some wood, possibly. I haven't heard back from him. I probably need to ask him again. But he said he could probably get me some pieces of wood that were cut off from a countertop. And if it's long enough, then I'll be able to use that wood for some handles for the tomahawks. So we'll see. Yeah, so I could sell them other places. eBay, I don't have a good history with eBay. I tried to buy something for my car from eBay, like maybe 3-4 years back, and they flagged my account as suspicious activity, and so I had to call them. And I called them, and they were like, okay, we have to verify your identity to make sure nobody else is doing that. And it was to buy something. Like, it wasn't even trying to sell anything. It wasn't like I was trying to, I don't know why they needed to verify my identity when I was literally just trying to check out and buy something. But anyways, I verify my identity, get my account unlocked again, go to purchase that same thing, and it locks my account back. And so I don't like dealing with eBay. And then they try to make me go through the exact same process again. And it's like, okay, well, you have to tell me what year so-and-so was born, this family member, whatever. I was like, dude, I'm not going through all of this anytime I need to purchase something. So I don't know if that was an isolated incident or what, but I don't like messing with eBay. And with Facebook Marketplace, I would rather sell to you guys if I am going to sell them, because I think it's going to have a little bit more sentimental value to you guys than just selling them randomly. I have done flea markets and things like that in the past. And what I might end up doing is any lures that don't sell over the next year or so, I might just say, hey guys, I'm going to set up shop at whatever place. Anyone in the area can come buy them in person if you want them. That might be something I do later this year. But I can't really travel out of state or anywhere too far away. That would be like a come meet me local if you want to buy them that bad type thing. But I don't like using Facebook Marketplace too much. There's a lot of scammers there too. So I try to stay away from it unless I have to. Gotcha, Dark. Yeah, honestly, I might just try to go away from... If there was a way I could... I know you don't have PayPal, Dark, so I was trying to think of another way to do that other than through PayPal, because PayPal is honestly the easiest way. I could just say, okay, here's how much shipping costs, here's this, just send the money through PayPal, and then I can send your stuff out through the mail and give you your tracking number. That's honestly a little bit easier for me, because I don't have to worry about making a listing, making sure no one else gets the listing before you, and then dealing with the fees that come from that. Because I wanted to sell my merch for like $20 for a shirt and like $15 for a hat. But after Etsy's stuff, like I was losing money doing that. So I had to bump my prices up pretty ridiculously. I was like, I can't do this. So... Western Union. I don't know what that is. Is that a bank or something? Yeah, I've got a lot. I'm gonna be honest, I took a major loss on the merch. So I still have, like, pretty much you and Tina are the only ones who bought any shirts. So I have given away a couple shirts. And you and I had Caleb, bro, and Jackson both bought hats. So they got hats. I don't know if Jackson bought a shirt. Jackson, did Jackson buy a shirt? I don't know if he's even in here anymore. He might have had to leave. I don't know if Jackson did or not. But I know he bought a hat, but I think I only sold like 3 or 4 hats, and like 2 shirts. So I have pretty much everything left from my merch stuff. So I'm pretty far down in the hole on that one. That was a pretty rough investment, but I figured what I was going to do with it is gift it to people who appear in my videos. So I'll probably give Ben a shirt or a hat. Same goes for like Ty and Caleb, and I might start doing that whenever they show up for helping me out with videos and stuff. It'll just be a very expensive L that I took, but that's all good. It'll eventually get put to use somewhere. Oh, I've never heard of the Walmart money transfer. I got your fishing mission. Still got a little heat coming out of that forge. I'm gonna wait a little while longer before I start cutting and messing with that. Actually, so I'm doing that collaboration. For those of you who don't know or haven't seen the community posts on my main channel, there's a guy named Real of Life 423. He's a fishing YouTuber, and I reached out to him, and I was like, "Hey, you want to do a collaboration?" And he said, "Yeah." So I'm basically going to be sending him some different lures that I make for an upcoming video, and he's going to be testing them out. And then I included a hat with them, and I told him basically he's got 4 kids, and so I said, "Your kids will have to fight it out. Whoever catches the first fish gets to keep the hat." So that should be a pretty entertaining video. I'm going to post the lure building side of it and then kind of testing out the lures a little bit, and then he's going to post a video of him unboxing it and then taking it out fishing. So it should be a pretty cool little collaboration thing. I threw in quite a bit of baits, some wooden ones, some soft plastics, things like that. So gotcha, I'll save you another one. Oh, hey, what's up, Scenic City Fishing? So I got a question for you, Scenic. Are you related to Real of Life Fishing? We actually just talked about that. Because I know you're in a lot of his videos. I wasn't sure if you were one of his sons or if you were just somebody that goes fishing with him a lot. And since y'all both had 423 at the end of your channels, I figured y'all were probably related or something. I got you, Dark. I'll save you one. But yeah, I do like, and I do enjoy inciting a little bit of sibling rivalry. So I think that'll be pretty fun. I don't know if Scenic is still here or if he's typing or what. Well, it turned out pretty good. So the full video is actually posted on my channel. It kind of flopped a little bit, so, you know, it happens. But it turned out pretty nice looking. In my opinion, it's probably one of the prettiest, just like artistically speaking, one of the prettiest lures I've made. The action is fairly good. Let me just, ooh, there we go. The action's pretty good. But it's not one that you would really usually cast and reel. It's one you'd kind of use more like a jerk bait and pop it around. Okay, Scenic. Okay. I figured y'all were family. I just wasn't sure if you were one of his sons. I don't do too much hiking. Usually if I'm hiking, it's just because I'm getting to my fishing spot. But most of the fishing spots that I go to are pretty close to roads and stuff. You don't hike anywhere to get to them. Down here in Louisiana, it's pretty rare to find public grounds that you can hunt or fish or whatever. I'd have to travel a couple hours in most directions to find a public space to go actually hike to a spot or to have much open land. Down here in Louisiana, it's like real big on people owning private land to do hunting and fishing. So I've got like 3 or 4 different spots that I can go to within an hour and 10 minutes or so. And a couple of, like one of the spots you can only get with like an actual boat with a motor because the current's too strong. And I've actually never gone there for a video. But we don't have many. I mean, if you look at southwestern Louisiana and try to find like wildlife management areas, it's pretty sparse down here. So it's a little bit rough to find places that I can actually go hiking. But that might be something I could eventually do. What is that? Oh, that's probably... What is that? Oh, is that super glue? No, what is that? Is that wax? I have something stuck on my anvil here. It's something melted, maybe. Looks like it might be wax. I don't know. Just a little bit harder than wax usually. No, that's wax for sure. Well, I'm thinking of taking, I can't show it on stream, but I'm thinking about taking that lever action shotgun I posted yesterday. I think I'm going to take that one out Nutri-Rat hunting. I've got a homemade plug in it, so it holds the legal amount for hunting. And I'm ready. I think I'm going to... Oh, no, Grace, not yet. I've got to wait for the knife to cool down. Right now, it is still... Ooh. Well, it's a good thing that's kind of cooled down. It's still pretty hot coming out of there. I've got to let it fully cool down, and then I can start grinding the shape of the knife, and then drill the hole into the handle where the wrap is going to be. And then whenever I go to heat treat, I'll heat treat the knife, quench it, and then we can stick a pickle in the forge, see it burn. Yeah, down here in Louisiana, hunting and fishing is pretty much everyone's pastime. In fact, a lot of schools around here, like, pretty much closed down opening weekend of squirrel season and deer season. Pretty much schools are all empty. In fact, I heard a story from a buddy of mine, and he said that when he went to college, there were a couple people who skipped their classes the Friday before, like opening weekend of squirrel season, because they didn't know that any classes would be open during that time. So hunting and fishing down here is a pretty big deal. And so pretty much everybody is either own private land to hunt or fish on, or they're on hunting and fishing leases, and those things are expensive down here. So my father-in-law's on a hunting lease, and we've done some camping out with him before. I was actually planning on doing a survival video out in the deep in the swamp. I mean, there's like big cypress trees, a nice stagnant creek going through. It was real nasty looking stuff. And so it was really cool. I had a whole challenge planned out. It was supposed to be a whole weekend long. We woke up Saturday morning, pouring down rain. It didn't stop raining for probably 6 hours. And so we had to get out of there. We ended up having to use the winch on the Jeep to pull out 6 or 7 times out of the mud. It was so bad. It was a mess. It's so beautiful. Scenery was great. It would have made a perfect video. but it was so much rain that you couldn't hunt, you couldn't fish, you couldn't really stand outside without getting soaking wet. And I used my phone for filming everything, so my phone would have got ruined. So it was all around a pretty sucky situation. But hopefully we can eventually get back out there and do some. We're planning on doing some squirrel hunting, some fishing, all that stuff. Maybe with this new job I'm starting up, maybe I'll have time before the end of the month to get out there with them and do a little squirrel hunt and survival challenge thing. But we'll see. My top priority for this week is I've got to catch a catfish or a gar or something on that rat that I'm going to use as bait. And I have a mystery bait that I'm going to use as well. It's really nasty. So we'll see how that works. That's going to probably be filmed tomorrow night. Fingers crossed. And then if not then I'll try again Friday night. And then Nutri-Rat hunting and running jug lines. That's kind of my plan for this week. Walmart did not have any concrete mix for my concrete lure build. So I'll have to find that at a hardware store or something next week or the end of this week. And I need to buy a Barbie doll for a Barbie doll fishing lure build. So I don't know. I do not have a plan at the moment for that. I have no idea. I'm glad that there was a comment that said glass bottle. I was like, how on earth am I going to make a lure out of a glass bottle? So I'm glad that one didn't win. But Barbie doll is still pretty hard. So we'll see. Yes, I have caught some big alligator gar. So not like the 400-pounders, but do I have a picture of it on any of my videos? I don't know if I have a picture of it on any of my videos. But I think I will have some pictures on the rat catfishing video when I post it. But I caught about a 5-foot gar at one of my spots, just on a rod and reel fishing off the boat launch. And that thing was big. Also, if you check out, if you want to check out the multi-species fishing challenge I did a few months ago, actually it's probably close to like 6 months ago, but I caught a pretty good size alligator gar there. It wasn't nearly as big as the one I caught at that boat launch, but it was pretty big. So I've caught some good alligator gar. I did a video where I turned that alligator gar into 3 different gar recipes, and they turned out pretty good. So I like me some gar fishing. The thing is, it is really hard to hook a gar in the mouth. Most of the time people use rope, and it kind of gets tangled up in their teeth. So that's one way people do a lot of gar fishing. For me, I usually catch gar when I'm catfishing. And let me tell you, those things, if you do hook them, you don't ever know when they've got your bait, because they'll just go just far enough away, and then once they feel the tiniest bit of pressure, they'll just kind of stop and chew on it right there. And so your rod usually doesn't, like with a catfish or something, your rod's going down. It's like it's trying to take it right to the depths. With a gar, it'll just kind of play with it. And you'll just see a little slight bend. You'll be like, maybe that's the wind, maybe it's a crab. And then once you actually start reeling, they fight pretty hard. And they're really hard to keep on the line because they got their teeth. They'll rip your line up. They'll snap the line. It's pretty tough stuff. That's why I actually always fish with braid, and like pretty heavy braid, is because when I'm out there fishing in the swamps, I could get hit with a gar at any time, and those things are a pain, and I don't want to lose any of my homemade baits to a gar. Yeah, you gotta really, with gar, it's basically the top part of the skull is just basically pure bone plate. You're not getting through that. And then their jaw, they do have a little spot that just like kind of like a human jaw, where it's softer down here, and you just gotta hope that hook is right in that spot whenever you start to set the hook. I've done better with circle hooks than regular hooks, but man, gar are fun to catch. But they are a pain to fillet. They're a pain whenever you're trying to catch catfish, and they are a pain to actually land. What I had to do is I had to take my cast net hand, like the rope, and basically lasso it in the water and then pull it up by the rope. You can't really get those things in a net because they're so long and slender. But I like me some gar. Gars, they're fun to catch, and I've seen some big ones out here. I think Texas usually has them a little bit bigger, at least from the videos that I've seen. But just recently, someone up in, I believe it was Toledo Bend, it's kind of in central, a little bit more northern Louisiana, and just look at like Toledo Bend record alligator gar or something. It was massive. like man-eating sized. It was huge. But I don't remember who caught that. It was some guy up there. Dude, I use steel leaders too. Well, I don't always use steel leaders. I started to recently do that a lot. It's because of both when I saltwater fish and catch sharks accidentally, and also with gar, is I started using leaders. But sometimes they'll get up and because their mouths are so long, they'll get past those leaders. You can have a 6 or 8 inch leader and they'll start biting and thrashing around and still get your line cut. But I do usually use some pretty heavy, thick leaders. Alligator. I have a pet alligator gar in the front yard pond. His name is Jaws. I haven't seen him in a little while. We have seen him before the freeze happened, so I know he's in there somewhere, and I've never seen him floating up anywhere. But my first ever fishing video, I caught a baby alligator gar, maybe like as long as my hand, so pretty small. I caught him just on a worm fishing for bluegill and stuff, and we've had him ever since. I actually dug the front yard pond specifically for him. So it's like a bait pond and for the alligator gar, and it's pretty sweet. Yeah, usually you catch them more with the rope and wrapping them up. Yeah, I'm wanting to say, I might be wrong, but I'm wanting to say it was either 350 or 400 pounds at Toledo Bend. It was huge. Never caught a paddlefish. I don't think we have paddlefish. We don't have trout down here because it's too hot. We have speckled trout. I've caught one of them. I just found out literally like this past week that we actually do get flatheads down here in my area. So I'd like to set some jug lines for a flathead. But I've not caught a flathead yet. Let's see, what Louisiana fish have I not caught? I knocked off flounder this past year. I knocked off flounder, speckled trout, freshwater drum. I think those are the 3 of them that I'd never caught before that I caught this past year on the channel. I don't think we get paddlefish out here. I know if you go out in the salt water, you can catch sawfish, but those are pretty rare. I don't do too much saltwater. I do more brackish water fishing. I've never done any deep saltwater fishing. It's all been inshore saltwater. But I've caught some small sharks. I've caught speckled trout, lots of redfish. I caught some big redfish. Black drum. Every other kind of catfish except for flatheads. Bass, bluegill, warmouth, pretty much every kind of sunfish. I think pretty much every other native freshwater fish species I've caught, except for no, I guess that is pretty much everything. Caught white crappie, black crappie, bass, all the catfish. I have not caught a pickerel. We have chain pickerel down here. I've caught one in a fish trap, but I've never caught one on a hook and line. That's something I'd like to catch eventually. I think that's about it in a flathead. I hear that. Our fishing bite kind of went really bad when that freezing cold weather came through. And then we had the baby. The baby was born like a week before the big freeze happened, and like on the big snowstorm that came through here. So he was born, then we had the freeze, and then it was cold the week after that. And I mean, I went fishing the day we got back from the hospital in my pond trying to catch fish, and I could not catch a single fish until oh goodness, when was that first fish that I caught? The first fish that I caught after the baby was born was actually that exotic wood, the zebra wood lure that I made. And so the day before that zebra wood lure was built is when that fish was caught. Because I was like, I already had posted the hot dog lure build and I didn't catch a fish in that video. And I was like, I'm not doing this again. I've got to catch a fish. So I had the video scheduled, and then I was like, I got to take this thing fishing. So I took the video down before it published, added in the video of me catching the fish, and then put it back up. So I really wanted to have a fish on that one. So that was finally, it'd been like 3 weeks since or probably yeah, it had been like 3 or 4 weeks since I'd caught a fish. And I know that's not crazy for many people, but I was used to catching fish every 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure what a flyer is. I've caught red ear sunfish, also known as shell crackers. Those are pretty fun to catch. I've caught goggle eye, warmouth, red eye sunfish, whatever you want to call them. I've caught pumpkin seed sunfish, green gills, bluegill. There's there's one that has a really colorful face. Long ear sunfish. I'm not sure what other kinds we have around here, but I've got a lot. And then in fish traps, I've caught all kinds of fish in fish traps, but I don't really count those as regular ones. I guess one thing I've never caught on a hook is a golden shiner. I've caught mullet on a hook accidentally. I've even caught a shad on a hook before, and like minnows too. I actually hooked tiny minnows, but I don't think I've ever hooked a golden shiner. Oh yeah, we got blue cats down here. I think my personal best blue cat was 33 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, and I had a 31-pound channel cat. It was actually 2 years ago tomorrow. 2 years ago tomorrow, I went out and the spot that I went to, I'd never done really well on. I mean, I'd caught fish every now and then, but somebody was like, if you want to catch big fish, go there. I was like, I've gone there 15 times and I've only ever caught like 5 or 6 fish. But I was like, you know what? I don't have any other plans, so I'm going to go ahead and go out there. And in 2 nights, I went the 13th and the 14th. The 13th, I caught a 33-pound blue cat. The 14th, I caught a 31-pound channel cat, and that's when I caught my personal best gar, which was like that 5, maybe 6, probably not quite 6, probably 5.5 foot long gar. So it was pretty great. I think my favorite type of fishing is probably like catfishing, because you can catch catfish, you can catch gar, you can catch redfish, all kinds of different stuff. So I like catfishing with live bait, live bluegill, live mullet, whatever. That's my favorite kind of fishing. Plus, I get to kind of chill out and hang out with friends. I like to spotlight in the water, look at the different fish. But man, I love me some catfishing. And I forgot to get a pack of Louisiana brand hot fish fry, and I was going to include that in the care package thing that I was sending for the collaboration with Reel of Life, and I forgot to. So I'm kind of kicking myself. But man, you fry up some catfish in that Louisiana brand, especially the hot kind. You want to get the hot kind. That Louisiana brand hot fish fry. Oh my goodness, it is good. You can get the seasoned kind or the regular kind, but man, if you get the spicy kind, it's good. Yeah, I've never seen an 88-pounder. Yeah, the channel catfish was 31, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of them was 33, one of them was 31. I'm wanting to say the blue cat. The blue cat was shorter but fatter. So I think it was the 33. And then the channel cat was longer, but slightly skinnier. I know I've posted pictures of them. I just don't know what video I posted them on. In fact, if you click on my channel profile and you look at like the little banner thing, it should be me holding up one of those catfish. I don't know if it's a channel or the blue. But one of those is on my channel banner thing. Dude, I'm ready. So with flathead, I've never been able to catch them on a rod and reel. And I've been fishing in the spot that my buddy caught his flathead just the other night. And so I was like, man, I'm going to go out and set some jug lines, because they were fishing with jug lines. And so I coincidentally actually am in the middle of filming a video, and I needed to go out and set jug lines. So I'm gonna see. Saturday would be it'd be awesome. I've got to get a buddy to go with me, preferably one that has a motorized boat. That way I don't have to go with a kayak and run jug lines and hunt nutria-rat. But if that's what I gotta do, that's what I'll do. So hopefully Saturday I'll be able to film 2 videos at once and catch my first flathead. I've actually got a community post on my main channel scheduled. It's scheduled to post, I believe, in August of this year or next year. I don't remember. But it has all of the fish that I hadn't caught when I made the post at first. And so I'm going to see once that post is public, I'm going to see how many of those animals I've knocked out. It's like hunting and fishing. So it's got like nutria-rat, flathead catfish. It probably has flounder and speckled trout on it, but I'm not sure if I made that before or after I caught that speckled trout. It's got like fox, it's got bobcat, a few different things. So I know I knocked out a few different animals off of that bucket list, but we'll see. I can make it work. So a lot of people hate on the Ozark Trails brand, but they make I want to say it's an 8-foot rod. That's pretty thick. And I've used these things to catch 26-pound redfish, like massive redfish. And I've been able to just crank them in. And those rods have not broken on me. The rods never break. I have had a couple reels messed up, but they're like $20 for the rod and reel combo. So it's nothing. It's cheaper to get 5 of those than 1 rod. And if that rod messes up, then you're kind of out $100 versus if I'm out $20. So I have some other reels I could just slap on that one. Grace got line tangled up in the gears somehow of one of those reels. So I don't know how she did it, but she messed it up. I'm personally more of a Barks root beer kind of guy, but I can respect Coca-Cola. The real question is, you got that butter popcorn or you got the kettle corn? Either one's acceptable, but I just gotta see what kind of person you are. Never caught a sturgeon. I would like to catch I don't know if we have sturgeon here. I think sturgeon's a cold water fish. See, we don't have yellow perch. We don't have any kind of trout aside from speckled trout. And they're technically not trout, apparently. Somebody told me. I don't know. We don't have muskie, at least in my part of Louisiana. There might be some further north. I'm not sure. But down here, the closest spot for me to go that stocks trout, I'd have to do it like early in the wintertime, and it's somewhere like a couple hours north of me. So I don't really have many local places to catch those fish. Kettle corn. That's right. That's good. Good answer. Well, Dark, you are looking at the cheapest redneck that there ever has been. I'm the type of guy that would rather buy one $20 rod and then replace it if I need to. And I mean, you guys have seen me eat coyotes, and I mean, you guys who were there for the grossathon, I had to eat all kinds of nasty stuff for like $5 and I was eating it. I think I ate that spider. How much did that guy pay me to eat that spider? I think it was like $5, and I ate a fried spider that I caught in the yard. So you're looking at a broke redneck. I can't afford that. I'd love to be able to. I'd love to be able to get a few expensive rods. I think the most expensive rod I own is $30, and the rod and reel combo is like $30. It is. It's the blue fishing rod that I use, and it's only because Walmart was out of the $20 rods, and I didn't want to have to drive all the way home. And then by the time I got back to my fishing spot, I wouldn't have had any daylight left. So it was like, well, I'll just go ahead and buy a cheap rod. I don't mind butter, but oh yeah, that's all right. Honestly, to me, it's like, look, if I eat this, my thought process whenever it's like, I'll pay you $5, $10 to eat that is, as long as I make sure I cook it all the way, I'm not putting my health at risk. But to me, it's like that could pay for another meal, like an actual full meal. Like that could pay for my lunch at work because I shop pretty cheap. And so it's like that could pay for that, or that could pay for enough hooks to catch 20 catfish. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's a little bit of momentary suffering, but that'll eventually put meat on the table for my family. So no, it was a wolf spider. So pretty much harmless. It did have some pretty big fangs, but we removed those before I ate them. But no, it was not a brown recluse. I try not to eat venomous things, especially spiders and bugs. Now I have eaten a water moccasin on stream, but with snakes, as long as you cut the head off, you don't have to worry about any venom. And technically, you can drink snake venom. I do not recommend any of you do this, but if you don't have any cuts or open sores in your mouth or esophagus or anything, venom is completely harmless to swallow. It's only if it gets into your bloodstream. So as long as you don't have cuts, you could theoretically drink a cup of rattlesnake venom, and it wouldn't kill you. And you can cook venom, and it takes the venom out of it. Like it deactivates the toxins in it or whatever. But snake is good. Snake is actually Grace's favorite meat. I've filmed some footage for the rat fishing video, and I actually caught a water snake that was swimming in the water. So it was a diamondback water snake. So that footage will be in that video when it posts. And I plan in the spring to go to a crawfish pond. I just got to find a farmer that'll let me. But I plan to go to a crawfish pond and go snake catching. I got to get a cameraman for that because Grace isn't going to do it. Ben told me he is not doing that. There's no way in the world I can make him. And I don't know how Caleb would be with that. So I've got to find a cameraman and a farmer willing to let me use their crawfish pond. But I went a couple years back with a buddy of mine, and it was actually my coworker's brother-in-law. And we went out and caught 68 water snakes in one night. I double-checked the numbers the other day because I was looking back at it. We were supposed to catch 52 because he had to meet a quota. He was catching them to send off. I believe he said it was to Barstool Sports or something. I have not to this day seen the video in which the snakes were used. He's never gotten back to me on that. But he needed to send out 200 snakes, and he had been catching them for a little while, and he needed 52 more in one night. And we went out and caught 68. At one point, I had the spotlight in one hand with another snake in that hand and two snakes in the other hand. I was triple catching them. And so that was fun. I just didn't have my camera, and I wasn't really worried about YouTube at the time. And I asked him to record one snake catch, and he forgot to press record until after I'd already caught the snake. And then I got him to record a second one. So I think that's actually posted as a short somewhere recently. But it's pretty fun. Yeah, that the popping of the spider was worse. That was terrible. What's up, real life? We were talking about you earlier. I was telling Scenic City Fishing, I was telling him I'm kicking myself because I meant to put in the box a small thing of Louisiana brand hot fish fry, and I forgot to do it. So I might need you to do that because you got to have some authentic Louisiana seasoning whenever you eat the fish that you catch with those lures. But yeah, I think the lures actually should be in by Friday. So the shipping was telling me Saturday, and then once it went in the system, it said Friday. So might get them a little bit early. But yeah, so anybody who sees this real life guy, he's the one that we're doing the collaboration with. So all of that stuff is ready. My part of the video is almost complete. I just need a little bit of footage of him opening up the box. And then we're going to release our videos at the same time. So you can watch my video of me making them, and you can watch his video of him catching fish with them. And seeing his kids fight over who gets to have the hat when they catch the fish first. So fun stuff. Yeah, the snakes one. We're talking about going snake hunting here pretty soon. I'm gonna do a snake. I'm probably gonna do a snake catch and cook, and I'm gonna catch a lot of snakes and then just only keep the biggest one. And then I might keep another smaller, a couple small snakes and use them as fish bait. So we'll see. I'm kind of testing the limit on YouTube to see what they'll allow me to use for bait. I'm having to use, like for my rat video, I had to use the rat as cut bait because it was like, I'm talking, hang on here so y'all can get a scope. The rat that my cat killed was genuinely like this big, like the size of a guinea pig. So I couldn't put it on the hook whole. I had to chop it up, and it's kind of gruesome, so I had to censor most of it. But we'll see if YouTube still allows it. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, we actually, so the last snake we cooked, we on stream, we used the air fryer. My favorite way to do it is I like to build a fire and cook it on the grill. And it's pretty funny the way that snakes are. So reptiles, since they're cold-blooded, I guess, well, their nerves last a long time. So you can skin a snake, clean it up, season it, and an hour after you've killed this snake, it is still moving. And it'll stay moving on the fire until the meat starts to cook. And so you know the meat's cooking whenever the snake stops moving. Even completely skinned, headless, gutted, everything. It's pretty creepy stuff to look at, but it tastes good. It's kind of like got a fish texture if you get a thick enough snake. Most of the snakes that I've caught have been real thin, and so it kind of cooks like jerky. But if you cook a fat snake, it's got like a fishy texture, but it really does just taste like chicken. And it takes the seasoning, whatever you season it with, it takes seasoning really well. So I'm a huge fan of snake. Snake is good, tastes good. Oh yeah, dude, the black and white crankbait that I made, I was kind of skeptical because, let me see if I have the paper, should be in here somewhere. Because what I did is I made it pretty small, but it's the same lure design as the Old Faithful that I use, which is my most successful lure build. But I was like, I don't know, scaling it down that much probably is going to mess up the action. And I was like, well, if it doesn't work, I'll just throw it out of the video and we'll just ignore it. Dude, that thing works great. Somebody's going to catch a fish quick on that one. Yeah. Dude, snake's pretty good. So when we went a couple years back snake hunting, which we were catching them to, like we caught them, sent them to them to use live, and then they sent them back and we released them. So it wasn't like we were hunting them down. We just hunted down 68 snakes. It's like it was catch and release. But we caught a few big ones. So the plan is I'm gonna go catch a bunch of snakes for a video, and I'm gonna keep the biggest one or two, and then just probably release the rest of them back. But I'll just be like, okay, I'll grab it, show it off for the camera, and then if it's small, I'll throw it back, and if it's big, then I'll keep it, and then after I've kept a couple big ones, then we'll just get the absolute biggest. But man, snake's good. I think I've done an exotic animal meat tier list as a video, and if you want to see like specific things, I kind of go into a little bit more detail on how they taste. Raccoon is surprisingly pretty good. It's kind of a mid-range. It's good if you use it in place of like a pork recipe, but it still does have like you can tell this is not pork, but it's got like a similar texture as pork, I guess. And then squirrel is pretty good. It's similar to chicken. You could use squirrel in any recipe you use chicken. I haven't tried Nutri-Rat yet. That's something that's on my bucket list. Hopefully Saturday we'll get one, and I'll be able to taste test that. Coyote is very low quality taste. It's very tough. The only time I've ever had good coyote that was like, okay, this is actually a good tasting meat, was when I made it into the gumbo. I made coyote queso, and it just tastes like very low grade ground beef. I've made I made some burger patties, but it was mixed with other meats, so those weren't too bad. But coyote meat's not very good. I've not had bobcat yet. That's something I'd like to taste eventually. Lots of different stuff. Oh, later fishing mission. I do. Armadillo is, if you cook it right, it tastes like steak. And then if you cook it more like you would cook like a slow cooked pork or something, then it can taste like a really good pork. It just depends on how you season it and how you cook it. But man, I cooked some armadillo leg quarters on a grill, and it tasted good. I actually cooked some armadillo steak bites. So I just skewered them, cooked them on the grill as like steak kebabs, and I actually brought them to work with me. I had a couple coworkers try it, and they said it tasted good. So the only problem is you have to really make sure you cook it all the way through, and so there's no medium well. It's not juicy. It just kind of tastes like a slightly tougher steak. Raccoon is way better than possum. Possum, the smell is weird. Possum has a very distinct smell to its meat. When you cook it, that smell usually is gone. But possum is very bland, and it doesn't have much meat on it. Possums have a lot of, like, they've got a good layer of fat between their skin and their meat. And so their skin is pretty loose, but they don't have a lot of meat. So I'm not a fan of possum. It's definitely pretty low on the totem pole. Raccoon, it doesn't taste the best, but it got a lot of meat on it. So you get a pretty good amount of bang for your buck, I guess you would say. And then you have pelts too from raccoons. I've got a couple of them here. I'll show you. I've had a couple big old raccoons that I've trapped out here. This is the first hide I ever processed right here. Pretty good size raccoon. I mean, let me prop this up here for a second. I mean, if you look at this thing compared to me, it's a pretty hefty raccoon. This one wasn't quite as big or elegantly done. I actually messed up on the tail, but this one was pretty big. It was pretty tasty. Yes. You want me to cook you pizza? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Cook the wife some pizza real quick. Oh, what's up, Xfinity? Yeah, that was a pretty large raccoon. So, funny story. I trapped that raccoon, and there it is. Sorry, I'm bad at multitasking. So I trapped that raccoon, and my parents came over. It was actually my birthday, and so my parents came over for my birthday, and my adopted sister had she just got married here recently, but she had come over with them, and I was like, they pulled up just as I was bringing the trap up to the house. And so I told them, I was like, hey, I've got this raccoon, y'all want to see it? And so they were looking like, man, that thing's big. And then they're kind of looking at it, they're like, how are you gonna, dispatch it? And then I was like, well, there's two ways I can. I can either get my .22 and shoot him, or I can get the club. And a lot of you guys might not like this part of the story, but I can assure you it was humane. So I don't know where it is. I can't find it. But I when I went to Kenya, I had bought a genuine ebony African club. It's what the Maasai warriors use to they use those to kill lions. It's a pretty rough thing. It's basically just a big stick with a very large kind of knot at the end of it, and then a small point. And it is pretty tough. But I took that club, and when I used to have a possum that would eat my chickens, and I shot a possum 6 times with a .22, and he kept running. And so I was like, my goodness. And so when I trapped another possum that was attacking my chickens, I had that club, and so I was like, let me just see how much force I would need to hit this thing to make sure I drop it immediately. So, I just swing, and that thing dropped instantly. No pain. It was fully out, didn't move. Perfect. So I was like, I guess the club is actually a little bit more humane. So I kept that club with me in my bedroom. That was kind of my close quarters. If something went bump in the night and I couldn't get to the shotgun or something, then that was my go-to thing. Well, my family was there. They're like, a club? You couldn't kill that thing with a club. I'm like, if a man in Kenya can kill a lion with this thing, I'm pretty sure I can get a raccoon. And they're like, well, that thing would run away from you before you can get it. So they were kind of doubting me a little bit. So I was like, I'll tell you what. I'm going to open up this trap. I'm going to smack him with the club. He's going to be dropped, and that's going to be the end of it. And so I open up the thing. He shoots out, and I slipped out of my shoe. And so he starts taking off running, and I have to hurry up, slide my shoe back on, and I'm chasing. It's like pitch black outside at this point. My little brother has a flashlight, and I have the club in my hand, and my shoe just got kicked off. So I hurry up, throw my shoe back on. I take off running with this club. My brother's trying to keep up with the flashlight on this raccoon, and it's running around in my fenced-in yard. Well, it shoots under the fence. I jump over the fence. I have my brother toss me the flashlight over the fence. I chase it down. I cut it off around the corner of my house, and I just kind of swung it like a golf club. And then just, boom, lights out, instant, no pain, no nothing. And then my adopted sister that was watching, she just went in the house after she saw me take off around the back of the house. She's like, they're not getting that. So, of course, I'll come walking back up on the porch, holding up this raccoon by the tail. And she was like, oh, my gosh, you got it? And I was like, oh, yeah. So that was a very eventful day. But, yes, I don't think Peter would like that story. But it was done in a manner that was pretty much painless. I don't think he would have been able to process any of it in time. Whereas whenever I've shot possums and raccoons in the past, sometimes it requires a follow-up shot. And if you don't hit perfectly on the brain, especially when they're like trying to move and stuff, then it can be pretty rough for them. So I know that sounds pretty brutal and maybe a little heartless, but anytime I have to take a life of any animal, first of all, I make sure nothing goes to waste, which is why I'm in the video that I'm using rats for fishing bait. Even with rats that my cats kill, nothing goes to waste. If I have to kill an animal, I will be eating it, using it as a different way to catch food, or using it as a pelt or something. I don't like to just take lives of animals for no reason. I'm not a trophy hunter or anything like that. I like to hunt and fish for food. I do fish for fun as well, but with fish you can throw them back alive. So I do love animals. I know it may sound like I'm a cruel, heartless person, but it was kind of funny to watch. So I tell you what, I'm about to start trapping again. Caleb's brother actually has my trap. He's had it for the past few months, so I'm about to get it back from him so I can film some trapping videos. But if I do that again, I can't show it on YouTube, but I'll probably post it in like the Discord channel or something for you guys to see. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've been planning this rat fishing thing for a little while, but Kendall Gray posted a video of him hunting rats, and he actually cooks one and tastes it. And I'm gonna be honest, I draw the line at rats. That would be something. Now, he does make a lot of money on his videos, so at that point it's probably worth it. But for me, I make an average of like 50 cents to $1 in my videos. I am not eating a rat for 50 cents to $1. That one, nope, drawing the line there. He said it tasted pretty bad, so if you haven't seen his video, go check that out. Kendall Gray is probably like the OG outdoor hunting and fishing type YouTuber. But no, I can't eat rats. I draw the line at rats. I don't know. There's just not enough meat. See, and the thing is, like a Nutri-Rat, I can eat a Nutri-Rat. It's big. It's got lots of meat. It's just like, you ain't getting no meat off a rat. It's like you just with a snake. At least I know the meat tastes good, and there are bigger snakes and stuff. I don't know, something about a rat. I do not want to even mess with that. You can have that. You can I'd be all right wondering what rat tastes like for the rest of my life. I don't need to know. Let me check this knife real quick. I like him. I like his stuff. He is one of the, see, anytime I do a collaboration or something like that, I always make sure that the person who I'm collaborating with, first of all, I want to make sure that they're not cussing up a storm and they're not a bad influence or anything like that. And then I also make sure that, like, at the very least, they aren't like anti-Christian or anti-family or anything like that. I want to make sure it's family friendly and ideally Christ-centered. So when it comes to Kendall Gray, and shout out to Real of Life, he's very, very much on par. I think we're on the same page as far as why we post stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. And I gotta say, I gotta give it to Kendall Gray. He is probably the first one to actually like make sure he puts he's not scared of putting his faith out there. And I mean, if you don't like him for personal reasons or you just don't like his videos and stuff, that's perfectly fine, perfectly valid. Everybody's got their own entertainment choices and things like that. I don't take any offense. I know there's my content's not going to be for everybody. His content's not going to be for everybody. But I got to give him respect. He is probably one of the OGs. Never afraid to put his faith out there. Very family friendly, and I like his stuff. I've actually watched his stuff since. I don't know how many subscribers he had when I started watching him because I was young, but this metal is still pretty hot. I don't want to touch it. I can feel the heat kind of coming off of it. Is that a chip in the metal, or is that just... Oh, no, that's just a piece of dust. I think I'm about to put this in some water. But yeah, anyways. I've been watching him since he made a video about like a Penn fishing rod or something. Not the brand Penn, like a actual like small Penn-sized thing. All right, yeah. Just gonna dip this in the water just to fully cool it off. It's not at that critical temperature at all. All right, we've hammered the knife out pretty flat. I now need to, okay, it's cool enough to touch here. So I basically need to cut this about here. Okay, we're good. I don't want to touch right here. That back, that thicker metal, that's probably still hot. I'm gonna cool that off. Okay, we're good. So basically we're gonna be using this much of it. This will be the handle, and then that'll be the blade. Wait, which way does this go? Hold on, I need to consult my drawing. Okay, it goes more like this. Okay, so that'll be the front of the blade. I'm gonna obviously fix that up, fix the handle, but I need to cut the handle about here, drill a hole about here after I basically grind out the profile of the blade. I'll need to straighten it out a little bit after, but that'll be all right. This is the part that's not fun because I've got to choose whether I want to go put on pants in my leather jacket and get some appropriate eye protection, or risk getting metal in places metal shouldn't be because I don't want to. I tell you what, we're going to go get a jacket and some pants because I really don't feel like having metal in my legs and arms. And I believe my jacket's in the bedroom. Oh, crap. I never brought Grace her pizza. Hold on, Grace. I'm bringing your pizza. It's in the microwave. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, Grace. It needs to be microwaved a little longer. I let it get cold. I'm sorry. My bad. I have a one-track mind, and it got sidetracked. Well, I guess that's about to be done. I'll just wait a second here. Do you see my jacket in there, Grace? Or is it in my car? I'll check in there in a second. Hold on. We got some Walmart brand pizza. We actually cooked it last night and had leftovers. Oh, if you want to mute that real quick so it's not echoing. There you go. And
I wonder if you can hear the baby pooping.
okay, let me gotta be careful not to show my wall here. Or that.
Are you checking the closet?
It might be just in the car. I don't see it on the couch either. It's probably in your... Oh, here it is. It's hanging up. All right, got the jacket. I didn't burn the pizza. It was in the microwave. Yeah, it got cold again. So don't worry. If anything, I got the pizza too cold and had to reheat it up. But got the jacket to protect from sparks. Now pants, or at least some kind of something over my legs. I would settle for just like some sweatpants or something. If you've ever messed with metal and sparks, it is not fun to get in your legs. Here we go. Let's put these on over. When I first started making knives, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal to make sure I had like a leather jacket. I just had a regular cloth one. And I felt the sparks hitting my arms, but I didn't think too much of it. And when I got done, I realized I had hundreds of micro metal splinters up and down my arms. And it was not a fun day. I pretty much had to take duct tape and put it on my arms and kind of rip it up to hope it was sticking to the metal shards. It's just not fun. I have always worn eye protection though. That is one thing I'm very careful about. Eye injuries are horrible. I never want to see them. Now, my eye protection is a little bit special, but it does work. It does its job. Where is my piece of metal? There it is. All right. Set you guys right here. The shop is a mess, so I'm sorry about that, but there we go. Okay, so I've got this thing in a vise, and I've got my angle grinder right here. It's about to get a little bit loud, and sparks are about to fly, but it's all good. We're gonna be all right. I'm gonna grab some gloves. There we go. It's a weird angle. Wait a second, why didn't I just flip this? I'm sitting here struggling with it like that when I could just flip it over. Do it from the other way. Gotta work smarter, not harder. All right, let's try this again. Also gotta work on this wire constraint here. Look, don't be making fun of my footwear here. Ah, I unplugged it. Dadgummit. Okay. This is a disaster zone here. Let me try it again. Can't see with all the sparks flying, but I think, nope, not quite. What's the angle here? Got it. Still got all my eyes, fingers, and toes. There we go. All right, we got us a piece of metal now. Wood found for metal and wood splinters. Be smarter than the object you're working with. That is not always the case with me. Sometimes I have my moments. All right, I'm gonna make sure that's cooled off. It's a little bit hot from that grinding. Okay, we have our piece of metal, which is probably not quite as big as the Rambo knife. So this will be a slightly smaller version. And the lighting in here is not the best. Take those off. But this should be good enough for government, as they say. Now I need rid of that. There we go. Tighten that up. This is gonna need to be lifted up. Perfect. Now, just need to this. No, wrong way. Okay, hold on. I need to remember the orientation that this knife needs to have is slightly bent that way. So this is the front, that's the back. Okay. This is the corner. Yeah, I need to drill a hole pretty much right here. Wait, I need to get the profile done first. Yeah, let's get the profile ground out first. At this point, you're probably gonna want to, in just a little bit before I start, mute your phone because it's about to get loud. I don't know how loud it's gonna sound on the phone, but I know in person it gets very loud. So I'm gonna get some earbuds put in because I don't want to get tinnitus. That is not fun. So let me grab some. I have some in my car, I believe. Should have some in here somewhere. Where they at? There they are. All right, see you later, Jackson. We'll make sure we pray for them at the end of the stream. Don't you worry. I'll have Grace remind me in case I forget. All right. Some earbuds in here, and then I'm gonna use a new belt because these are kind of worn out. Put it in the graveyard of old belts back here. Yeah, I do my best to try and avoid tinnitus. You like my professional nails in the wall? These are just different knives sticking in the wall as my belt hangers. All right. Let's see here. This is a 36 grit belt and it's ceramic. These things are bad to the bone. They eat through metal like nobody's business. Okay. But I do want to get some better eye protection before I start this up, because when you first start using the ceramic belts, some of that stuff starts flinging out into your face, and it is very, very fast. And I do not want to lose my eyesight. Got too many animals I want to hunt. Can't do that blind. Grab some glasses. Move that out the way. There. Oh, here's some. Perfect. Glasses. Yeah, I don't have a full face shield. I had one, and there's like a respirator built into it too, but it got black mold from the humidity. It just got black mold all in the filter and everything, and so I can't really use it anymore. And it was pretty expensive. I don't want to buy another one, but it was one of those. But it's got mold on the inside, and it's like not just dust, it's mold. It's nasty. But all right, I'm about to start grinding out a little bit. So if you want to turn your volume down, I will give you the thumbs up whenever I'm done. It's probably about to be pretty loud. This is not a very quiet machine. I'm glad it's not too loud for you. It sounds really loud for me. everybody's enjoying the show. Okay, sorry for that, but we got this done. Kind of got the, that daggum light always ruins the picture here. Dadgummit. There we go. All right, got the kind of thing. I am gonna do a slight bend to it. Wait, which way? No, that way. It's gonna have a slight bend to it once I'm done forging. I'll do that whenever I go to do the heat treat. But while I have the metal soft, I am gonna drill that hole right here. And that's going to be able to push through the, what's it called? The leather handle material. So that's what we're going to do now. Oh, excuse me. I need to put these somewhere that they're not going to get metal or anything else stuck in them. I got tons of metal dust in my flip-flops here. The old shark slides. Okay. Next up, drilling time. Okay, wait, which way? This is the front, this is the back. It's gonna be right there. Okay, so this is a very old thing of like oil to help keep it cooled down. You don't want to get it too hot whenever you're drilling metal. So be very careful to make sure I go slow with this. Doing pretty good. Want to make sure I keep it real cool. It's a little metal spiral came out. It is soft enough to drill through good, which is awesome. If you let it get hardened, it's basically impossible. Ouch! Oh! That one right there was hot, and it flung right into my hand. Look what that looks like. Oh, that's hot. I'm gonna get some gloves on. Yeah, look. We're almost through the metal here. We'll should be able to. There we go. Oh. That's not good. Alright, I think I got through it. I think it's getting caught. Yeah, it was getting caught in the wood below. Let me do this real quick. Just kind of clean up this edge. Perfect. Okay. Got our hole drilled at the bottom. Now we're going to fire the forge back up. Bend this knife in the proper direction. It needs to have a slight bend backwards, and then should be ready to start putting an edge on it pretty soon. Okay, it's got a little bit of flaring out right here. I'm just gonna hit that real quick. All right, got a nice, should be ready pretty soon. This ought to be fun. Okay, where did I put my... There it is. I'll give you guys a nice show here. I hate this knife. This was a cheap Amazon knife, and whenever you try to deploy it out, it never wants to lock. You gotta like fling it, which is why I only use this for striking my ferrocerium rod. All right, let there be fire, fire, fire. Oh, there it goes. Take a couple too many tries. You need to flip this switch back. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna put the knife back in. See if I can prop you guys up somewhere. Oh, I can take my phone off this charger thing now. I'll stick y'all back on the tripod. Here's what I'll try and do. There we go. All right. That'll be where I can sit y'all down. Wait, what did I do that you want to see in slow motion? Oh, are you talking about the fire exploding out? Yeah. Dude, it gets me every time because it never wants to ignite the first time. It's either the second, third, or fourth time. And with gas, you want to light it as soon as possible. You don't want it to start filling up the room. So I hate messing with propane. But it is kind of fun. So. It's heating up pretty good. It'll probably take about 5 minutes or so to be, maybe probably less because the forge has already got a little bit hot. Basically, I just want to gently tap a slight curve into it, just very slight, and make sure everything is straight, and then I want to heat treat the edge of it to make sure that it's nice and hot. And I have some actual good quenching oil now. I got some several gallons of used motor oil from my dad, and now I have something that I can quench and properly quench instead of food grade oil. Can work, but I didn't have enough of it. It was like a layer of oil and then a layer of water, and it stinks. So motor oil works pretty well, and it gives the blade a nice dark look, dark color. So I am excited. I think this will be the second knife I quench. No, I think it'll be the first one in that motor oil. It might be the first one that I quench in that motor oil. Probably is. I don't remember. We'll see. Well, once I wear this belt down, it might be good to use on the wood. It'll carve through the wood fast, but it won't. See, if you use the brand new ceramic belt, see, this is after grinding out a little bit. If you use those brand new ceramic belts on wood, especially the 36 grit, it eats through it like it's nothing. So I like to use it on metal first and get it doled up a little bit, and then I use it on wood. And it still chews through the wood, but just not too much to where it's unmanageable. All right, I'm about to set y'all back down for a second here. Oh, hang on. Jacket's coming off. It's about to get hot. All right, I'm just gonna stick this there. There we go. All right. needs a slight little thing. Basically, so I made a simple sketch here of what I'm going for. So it just needs a slight, I might need to widen the tip a little bit and then give it a slight, very slight curve. Not too much, just needs a slight curve. So that's what I'm working on right now. Just getting that curve, and then I'm gonna probably get the tip widened out a little bit. Hey, go, which way's the front again? That's the back, okay. There we go. Just cooled off a little bit. All right. I just sneezed, hold on. All right, we're good. I'm gonna grab here. All right. All right. Thank you, Dark. Much appreciated. I think at this point, I do need to find the leather string material. I think it's in my car. Well, I know it's in my car. I just don't know where in my car it is. So let me get a little flashlight and go check. Well, also should probably make sure I'm careful. Does not work? Guess I don't have a battery in this flashlight. Unfortunate. He's eating again?
Yeah.
Goodness, a little pig.
That's why I'm 10 pounds.
Do we have a little flashlight in here? I thought my spotlight was in here. Guess not. No, oh, here it is. Okay, I got it. Spotlight. YouTube, this is not a firearm. All right. Before I grab the leather, since I took a little bit getting that light, I'm gonna hit one more time on that metal. There we go. It's looking a little better. Probably need to straighten it out a little bit and it might be ready. All right. Where'd I put? There it is. All right. Spotlight acquired. Get up to the car here. Whew. Tell you what, it is actually pretty chilly out here tonight. I guess with all that rain and wind. Now, I know... Oh, please tell me it's not underneath those kayaks. No, it's not. Okay. Got it. We have our leather strips. He actually, my coworker, who I'm making the knife for, he actually bought these leather strips, and I've had them in my car for over a year. And every time I see them, I'm like, well, I don't want to move them out of the car because then I'll forget where I put them. And I guess that served me well. So honestly, that might not even be enough. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if that'll be enough. That's kind of only a little bit. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I can just tell him how to wrap it and he can get some more if he needs it. But we shall see. All right. There we go. Make sure I don't have any warps or bends or anything crooked. All right, I think it's about ready now. I'm just gonna get it nice and red hot, and it'll be about time to quench. So I'm gonna get y'all ready for the quench shot. Let's see. This daggum tripod is so awkward to carry around. I think I will probably, dadgummit, go right here. Yeah, let me back it up a little bit further. All right. Can you guys see everything here? Is this all in view? I can't see on your side, so if you can see every movement right here. Actually, I might be just... Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, y'all should be able to see it. It should be pretty cool. It should catch fire. Almost time. It's quenching time. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Yes, sir. Whoa! Oh, buddy. Yeah. That there is a hot knife. Just gonna make sure I fully cool it down here. And it got the whole thing submerged. I didn't have to worry about any space being left. So it smells like burnt oil, but it's good. That knife is. Looks pretty straight to me. All right, so should be cooled down. I'm gonna set it here. Make sure it's not hot enough to melt. Okay, I'm gonna set it on top of that for now. All right, tongs are cooled down. So all eyebrows are intact. We're good. Eyebrows are good. Eyelashes are good. I have all my facial hair. So let's see if we have a pickle. I did say that I would put a pickle in the forge for a couple seconds. See what happens. We have jalapenos. Ooh, we actually do not have pickles. Oh wait, here they are. Here they are. These are sour ones. Yeah, these sour pickles are terrible. I'm gonna put a sour pickle in the forge for a few seconds, see what happens. I imagine the outside's gonna get very burnt and the inside's still gonna be freezing cold. Let's see, I'm gonna stick y'all right here for a second. I need to find something to shish kebab a pickle with. We're gonna shish kebab a pickle on the end of a file. Ugh, they even stink. All right, pickle. Pickle on a file. I'm gonna use tongs to grip this. Hold on. I don't want my hands anywhere near that fire. Okay. Pickle in the forge. Something's happening. Yum. Let's get the other side here. It's already sizzling hot. You can see the juices sizzling on the end of the file there. I'm gonna cool that down. Golly, that was just a few seconds. Oh, it stinks. Oh, set that down. Oh, that smell stinks. Turn that forge off. Oof. Oof. Smoking pickle. Well, you gotta strike while iron's hot. Yeah. Yeah, so. Oh, the middle's actually lukewarm. Of course, the outside's gonna be burning hot, but. Hot. But I almost dropped that on my toe. I literally did this last second and yanked my leg back. But, was this thing zoomed in? Oh, it was. The middle is kind of warm. I expected it to be hot on the outside, but because it's such a drastic change, I expect the inside to still be a little cold. But no, it's kind of warm. It did explode, not in the forge, but I did explode it. Okay, well, Jackson, if you're watching this later, that's what a pickle looks like after being in the forge. Thing's still smoking. I think I'm gonna throw this outside and whatever unfortunate critter ends up eating it will have roast pickle. Y'all wanna know something crazy? When we did that gross-a-thon and had the that nasty sausage the night before, that was like horrible. I threw that out in the yard. Nothing ate it until it disintegrated from the rain. Nothing touched it. Ants didn't touch it. Raccoons, possums, nothing. Nothing touched it. until it just disintegrated from getting rained on so much. It was disgusting. I am not eating that pickle. Those pickles by themselves are already nasty. Like, they taste like something's off in them. And on top of that, they're also burnt. So, no thanks. But I am going to now clean off that, I need to move this out the way. I'm going to clean off that knife, get that oil off of it, and make sure it's kind of hardened up a little bit. And get this out the way, get that out the way. Move this. And there's a nasty rag. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Set y'all there. Now, I do not blame anything for not eating it. Like, that is one of the nastiest concoctions I had ever made. I completely understand. Whatever is on this rag is not allowing it to get wet. So, something was got on this rag that's hydrophobic. Okay. We have our very dark... I hate the way the light does this to my camera, but I can't get a better angle with the phone stand right now. I'll hit that with a wire wheel to give it a nice gray finish. It's a little like the finish. Let me see if I can cover that up with the light up enough. Okay, the finish is a little bit splotchy from where there was some scale on the knife itself. So I'm gonna hit it with a wire wheel, and that should make everything a little bit more uniform. Here we go, I can do this now. See, it's got like some darker splotches. But I'm not going to grind it all flat. He wanted it to look forged, so I'm leaving some of the imperfections and things like that. I'm just going to grind the bevels themselves. So it should look pretty sweet. I'm going to have to suit back up real quick. But the shape turned out, it has the very slight bend that I wanted. It's slightly thicker up at the tip. It's kind of hard to see here on camera. But it will look a lot better once it's cleaned up. So I am pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. And just trust the process, it will look better. All right, jacket. Eye protection. Oh, I poked myself in the eye with my eye protection. Ear protection. And protection. Okay. Should be pretty good now. I'm gonna get the wire wheel, and then I'm gonna start working on cleaning up the edges and everything. Oh wait, let me test the You always smack it on the anvil to make sure it doesn't snap in half. I've had that happen a few times. So it passed the anvil test, and it seems to skate a file pretty good. So it is definitely nice and hardened. So let me block that light there. It's kind of more gray all around now. It doesn't have any super dark spots. And there are some spots that are a little bit lighter. But there we go. It looks pretty cool. Now I'm gonna grind the bevel. I'm gonna first I need to make sure this is fully flat. I don't know how well you guys can see here, but it's pretty straight. I don't see any warps in it. It looks pretty good. And now, I guess I'm just gonna work on the edge. It's pretty simple little knife here. It'll fit pretty decent in the hand. It's not gonna be as big as the Rambo knife. It's gonna be a scaled down version, but it should look pretty cool. So I'm gonna work on the bevels now. This is probably the time you're gonna wanna turn your volume down a bit. So I'll do this so y'all can see my face. I know I've been told I make the funniest faces whenever I'm grinding, and it's completely unintentional. So we'll see. So I'm gonna start working my way a little bit finer at this point. And I'm not making it like super razor sharp, but I am gonna make it pretty sharp. Whoa! It just fell down. Still got all my fingers and toes there, don't worry. For now. This is 120. All right, last one I'm gonna go up to is, let's see, where's my really fine grit ones? There they are. This is more of a polishing belt. It's like an 800 grit. Ooh, it feels sharp. Okay. We're gonna test this thing out. I wanna see how sharp it is. And I'm gonna bring the leather inside. Okay, let me be very careful. I do not wanna drop this on my fingers, toes, cat, dog, pretty much anything. Oh, I've got to take these off. All right, let's see. What's this paper? It's more like a cardboard. Oh! This. Oh, yeah. That's sharp. Oh, dude, I think it is. I can't quite see. So, it looks like it's cutting hairs, though. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. It's sharp. It's quite sharp. Okay, let me see here. It is very slightly cutting the hair. You can kind of see some of the little hairs that it's getting. It does grab a little bit, so it's not quite razor sharp, but it's pretty sharp. Let's see here. Where is a piece of junk paper? What's this? Okay, cool. All right. I don't think I ripped that one. Can't try not to show my address on there. There we go. Maybe it's there. It goes. I think I'm just not grabbing the paper fully. It's slicing pretty. It's not making loud noise too. I'd say it's pretty sharp. Where did I put the leather? I put that in the bathroom? No, where did I put the leather? Huh? Pretty much once you wrap the handle. Okay, I don't know where I put the leather. I literally just had it. I set the phone down here. Where did I put the leather? Yeah, I'm not doing all of that. If he wants to sharpen it more, he can sharpen it more. Where did I put? I literally I went nowhere except from the garage, straight in here. Huh? What? No, that's not it. Okay, where? Oh, found it. It's on the counter. I need to find another piece of paper. Let me get the handle wrapped real quick, though. Oh, it's nice to sit down. One staple here holding this up. Okay, it's double layered. It might, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this is enough leather for the handle. If not, leather wrapping isn't too hard. He could probably do that himself if push came to shove. Okay. So. To be honest, I've never done a leather wrapped handle, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. I think I'm supposed to go halfway through it, right? Or find the halfway point between these ends here. I have done one leather wrapped knife a long time ago. Okay, let me find the center. The center is here. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this here. Let me do this. Do it like here so it can't come undone. Maybe again right here. We're cooking up something here. Is it the way it's supposed to go? I don't know. It's the way it's gonna go though. All right. This should work, I think. Is it going to be enough? I think it'll be enough. It's looking pretty good so far. Just want to make sure I keep it tight and press down. Oh, out my phone. Traumatized. Oh, it's for me dropping you. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to traumatize y'all by chopping off one of my fingers with this here knife. So excuse me if I take a second to respond to any comments. Okay, this thing keeps twisting up. Stop twisting. Well, see if we can get this thing. Come on, almost there. Almost there. Now, next question is how on earth... Okay, I probably need to cut it here. I'm going to cut it. I need to be able to get back through here and then out to the bottom, so I'm gonna cut it here. First actual thing this knife's gonna cut is the leather used for its handle. So, oh goodness, this couch is not stable. Okay, so I'm gonna do this down through here. Yeah. I just need like some kind of item. Just dust all over my screen. Okay, I need some kind of something to poke that down with. Maybe a shish kebab thing. Perfect. Got a little shish kebab thing right here. I'm gonna try to get this thing maybe poked down. This is pain. Okay, so maybe if I... No, get back. Let's see how. Maybe if I do this and get it kind of propped up a little bit already with one. Come on, come on. Okay, and then if I maybe get a second one. Yeah. I'm trying to basically get this thing pushed down alongside it, but I'm trying to see if, excuse me, if I can use this one stick to hold it open and the other stick to kind of push this one down into it. Come on, come on, come on. You know you want to get in there. You know you want to get in there. Go, go, push, go. Yeah. Oh, oh. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. We might be cooking. We might be cooking. We might be cooking. We might be cooking here. Are we cooking with oil? Oh, wait, 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 wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We might be getting there. I'm gonna have to try. Push a little further. Come on. Almost. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Nope, 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 nope. Back under. Back under. Back under. Go on. Under. Under it. Thank you. Go. Go. Oh, hold on. We might be getting somewhere. Go. 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 Gosh, dang it, man. I don't know how this is going to work here. Should have done it a little bit looser to leave enough space for... I just broke my stick. Dang, I was close too. I'm gonna have to loosen things up a little bit here. Okay, okay, now this is a little more complicated than I was expecting. I guess what I could do is I could just push this thing through the bottom. Come on. Gosh, dang it, I broke another one. Come on. Dude, this is aggravating the nuts out of me. Come on. Pull through. Pull through. Pull through. Pull through. Come on. Come it. Come on. I'm almost there. Almost got it. I just gotta get past this one last piece. I'm almost there. Come on. I'm barely getting it. There we go. Okay. Oh, thank the Lord. All right. So, got it here a little bit. Now I need to tighten everything up. Okay. 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 Now. So how on earth? So I need to go back over it. I messed something up. Hey, man, look. I didn't even realize I was. So, I now messed up and have to figure out. See, I've got to. Oh, wait a second. I could probably. Here's what I might do. I might use 2 more skewers. Hold on. To hold it place. Of where it goes, so that I don't completely lose it. That should make it easier, theoretically. Now, make sure I get the entire length of it. Okay. Theoretically, actually, hold on. I'm going to do one more. All right. Theoretically, now, another skewer, I should be able to poke this sucker down. Yes, sir. And you guys were doubting me. Probably not, but there we go. Okay. Now, guess I would Striker, go. Stop licking that. You know better. All right, I need to tie these together. How am I going to do that? I cut it a tiny bit too short. Get this cut here. Use a regular knife. Got it. Okay. Theoretically, I should be able to might just do this here. All right. We've got a leather wrapped handle, miniature version of the Rambo 4 knife. Probably better as a wall hanger than actually in use, but it looks kind of cool. Look, those are actually my skewers. They're not Grace's skewers. Okay, so she can't get mad at me. Let's see if I can. All right. I mean, it does cut pretty good. I mean, I'm just letting the knife naturally slice it. I'm not putting hardly any pressure. It's literally just the knife itself. So it's got that edge to it. That's pretty good. I'm not putting any pressure down on it. Pretty sweet. All right. Not my best work by any means, but it's got that little rustic type finish. Definitely looks like a primitive thing that someone would make. But it's sharp, and, you know, if he wants to complain about it, he can come over here and make it himself. All right, I need to wash my hands. And we're going to see how black the boogers are after all of this. Good. If he complains about it, I'll say, look, man, it was dark approved. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Gotta watch this magic trick. It's a white tissue. And that's my boogers. Black and gray. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's let it focus in. Gotta love them black boogers after grinding metal. That there's in my nose. Yummy. Ugh. Okay, well. I will probably just make that knife, the fishing lure another day. And just give it to him another time. It'll be alright. Okay, well. Knife made. Need to make sure I don't forget to bring this tomorrow with my forgetfulness. Alright, I need to eat and then get ready to get as much sleep as I can with the baby. Oh, I'll show him off real quick. We'll hold him if he's not already asleep. Huh? I have the camera pointed at me. Here, look, I'll just do this real quick. Give me a second, guys. We'll grab the baby. Ugh. Oh, yeah, no thanks. You can... I'm not a huge fan of being covered in dust. Keep that hand in the mouth. Here's the boy. Man, the myth, the reason I can't get a full night's sleep. He is locked in on that fan. You waving at everybody? You saying hi? He was sitting in his little chair. Ooh. Hey, he never gave me a time frame, so I told him I'd get it done eventually. It got done. All right, well, any prayer requests, go ahead and send them in now. I know that we want to keep praying for Real of Life. He's been sick, so we're going to keep praying for him. Also, his ankle. He said he has an ankle problem, so we want to pray for healing for that. And then Jackson's, his grandma and grandpa. I forget what he calls his grandpa. I'm just going to say grandma and grandpa. But I'm pretty sure it's his Graham and Pap, maybe? But I'll just say grandma and grandpa, just to be simple. They say hi, buddy. He's reaching up. You like the hat? Oh, bless you. If Daddy sneezed, he'd hit you with metal splinters right now. I think it was Graham and Pap. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, Grace gets a little checkup tomorrow, so I want to make sure we pray for her. And I guess keep praying for him to keep growing. I am ready for him to sleep throughout the night. They said, bless you, Bubba. Ooh, big yawn. All right, well, I guess we're going to go ahead and pray if I can balance this without it knocking over. There we go. And Daddy's going to take a shower, huh? And eat. I like to look at him with the eyes just like he looks at me. He gives me them crazy eyes and I give him right back. All right, well, let's go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you so much for the day you've given me and for the all the blessings you've given to me and my family. Lord, right now I want to pray for my viewer Jackson, Lord, for his Graham and Pap, Lord, as there's been some health issues and concerns, Lord. I pray that you'd be there for them, you'd comfort them, and you'd also be there for him, Lord, that you'd be able to use him as a way to encourage them and to love on them, Lord. And I pray that you would give him strength throughout the difficult times that he has to face. Lord, I also want to pray for my baby Alexander here, Lord. I pray that you continue to help him grow and develop into the young man that he's going to become, Lord. I pray that he'd be able to get a good night's sleep tonight, and that he'd be nice and comfortable. And I also want to pray for Grace as she's got her checkup tomorrow, Lord. I pray that everything would go well, and that she'd be able to finally start going back to some of the things she used to be able to do. Lord, I also want to pray for Real of Life, Lord, for Key, as he's got his health problems that he's dealing with the flu and with his ankle problems. God, I pray that you give him some healing, that you love on him, take care of him, and God, that he'd be able to get back to doing what he loves to do. In your name I pray, amen. All right. I think he's kind of calmed down. I had to shake him a little bit. Just rocking back and forth. Oh, Bubba. Oh, he's not happy. He's about to start fussing. All right. Well, I'm going to let y'all go. And I'll see y'all Saturday. We're going to do an unboxing stream of all of the fan mail that comes in. And then fam mail. That's what I should call it. Fam mail. That's probably what I'll call it. And then after that, we will, the next day, so Sunday, I'll do a fishing stream. I do not know what my new work schedule is going to look like. So hey, I'm doing an outro right now, Bubba. You're being so rude. You're okay, Bubba. You're okay. So I don't know what my new work schedule is going to be. Once I have that figured out, I will be scheduling live streams ahead of time with an idea of what we're going to do. That way you can see it. You can click notify me, and that way you can plan ahead of time and not just have to be like, oh, I wonder if he's alive right now. So that should be coming soon. I don't know. I should have more information Monday. So I'll figure that out then. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all Saturday. And as always, Jesus loves you. I love you. Have a great day. If you haven't seen the last 3 or 4 videos that I've made on my main channel, go check those out. Got a gun review, lure build, and the wildlife pond stuff. So go check that out. Love you guys. See y'all later. And that's about it.